Okay. Am I audible? અવાજ આવે છે મારો? અવાજ આવે છે મારો કે નથી આવતો?
યસ આવે છે
આવે છે ને? ઓકે. Thank you, Derika, for your leadership and praise you for that wonderful prayer. મને થોડું આવવામાં લેટ થઈ ગયું એના માટે સોરી, બટ we are here and we will start the presentation. આપણે આજે વાત કરવાના છે Song of Songs ના વિશે. તમે લોકોએ most of the girls present here, I know, comment karta the devotions upar. So Sonu Didi has been publishing on Song of Songs for the last whole week. And today we are going to talk about Song of Songs. But I want to tell you something. આ વખતે જ્યારે મને સોનુ દીદીએ આ ટોપિક આપ્યું હતું, તો this time I started reading the book after a very long time. અને ખાસા સમય પછી અત્યારે જ્યારે when we are exposed to so much of knowledge over social media, over internet, તો આ વખતે મારો પર્સપેક્ટિવ થોડોક અલગ હતો. And this time I figured out કે Song of Songs માં કેટલી બધી વસ્તુ છે which is hidden. I could also read about the Garden of Eden. I could read about the temple built by Solomon. અને અમુક literally verses છે that Christ is talking about from the Gospel of Matthew. અને as we all know, Song of Songs is a love poetry, and હું એને એવી રીતે કહું છું it's a semi erotic love poetry, કારણ કે એટલું explicit રીતે નથી લખેલું, but yes, something like this in the middle of the Bible. તો એક રીતે આપણે જોવા જઈએ ને તો Song of Songs, it sorts of falls in the center of the Bible, right? તો જ્યારે when we are used to being serious and being disciplined even about the writings of the Bible, why something like this is in the center of the Bible? And એનું કંઈક તો importance હશે. So when I'm talking about all these different themes, the Garden of Eden, there is a talk about new Adam and Eve. There is a talk about the Temple of Solomon. And church ne Christ ni વાત તો છે જ, Israel પ્રજાની વાત છે. All of this is bound by this one central theme of spiritual union, which is marriage. Okay. So marriage wadi theme, we are going to talk further about this topic, but મારે એને વાત કરવી હતી through choosing your partner. So lot of sisters in the group are still single and are in the process of finding their prospect, potential prospect. So today it is obviously, as it sounds, choosing your partner is for all the single ladies. એ તો એના માટે તો છે જ. But I'm also talking to all my sisters who are married, the newly wedded or age old couple, aged couples છે એ બધાના માટે. So I'm asking you to choose your partner. Come what may, choose your partner. So with all that context, let's dive in. આપણે પહેલા એક કોન્ટેક્સ્ટ માટે ફરી એક વખત મેરેજ શું છે ને એ સમજી લઈએ. So firstly, I want to understand marriage as per the Bible. Biblically શું કહેવામાં આવે છે બાઇબલ વિશે? When I look at from the perspective of the women, it says you have to joyfully submit to your husband, respect your husband, and it should be a promise of monogamy. એટલે આ બધી વસ્તુ છે. The two of you are in marriage, but this marriage is a covenant with God. તમારા બંનેનું સાથે covenant છે પ્રભુની સાથે. Okay, so he is the third person, he is the main person in the marriage. And the three important વસ્તુ I want to talk about it's sexual intimacy. Sexual intimacy is the final seal on a marriage covenant. એટલે જ્યારે આપણે ઘર ખરીદવા જઈએ ને ત્યારે આપણે ઘરને જોઈશું, 2-3 વખત જોઈશું. we'll all try to manage our assets અને gather the money to buy the house. અને બધી વસ્તુ કર્યા પછી જ્યારે આપણે દસ્તાવેજ સાઇન કરીશું ને ત્યારે આપણા હાથમાં ચાવી આવશે. So that દસ્તાવેજ, that final seal is sexual intimacy. એટલે આખા covenant of marriage માં જોઈએ ને તો that is what seals કે yes, you are married in the presence of the Lord, and this sexual intimacy એ આ વસ્તુને seal કરે છે. Now you are married and in a covenant. એક quote છે Father John Hardenનું. He sums up very nicely. એટલે મેં આ quote મૂક્યો છે. He says that it's a union of opposite sexes. It's a lifelong union. એટલે divorceની વાત અહીંયા he cancels it out. It excludes a union with any other person. એટલે એડલ્ટરી અને ઇમોરાલિટી આમાંથી ડિલીટ થઈ જાય છે. સો બેસિકલી ડિવોર્સ, એડલ્ટરી એન્ડ હોમોસેક્સ્યુઅલ મેરેજ ઇઝ અ બિગ નો એઝ પર જોન હાર્ડન, ફાધર જોન હાર્ડન, એ બિબ્લિકલી સમ અપ કરે છે. તો આફ્ટર રીડિંગ ઓલ ધીસ, મેં આ 4 વસ્તુ મારી હિસાબથી લખી છે કે these are the 4 pillars as per Bible. You have to have a divine love between you and your husband. Fidelity, which is devotedness, loyalty રાખવાની છે. You have to submit to your partner's need and you have to respect your partner. Okay, so that is biblical marriage. Now, I also wanted to see the other side of it, that what is the reality of marriage in today's time? I searched what is marriage defined by Gen Zs. Gen Zs in particular, they are the ones who are most exposed to this idea of marriage. એટલે જે 20 થી 30 વર્ષની ઉંમરના છે mostly, all my girls and bros બધા આવી ગયા. So they are the ones. એ લોકો શું કહેવા માંગે છે? I read this survey which is by Thriving Center of Psych. મેં એની લિંક મૂકી છે, તમે આને સર્ચ કરી શકશો. એ લોકોએ this is a survey based in the US, but આને આપણે extrapolate કરીને we can get an idea of where the world is heading. Okay, so 85% do not feel that marriage is necessary to have a committed relationship. લગ્ન કરવું જરૂરી નથી. And 61% of people are living together, unmarried people are living together, out of which 15% are also sharing a baby, a child. That is there. 54% think that લગ્ન શાના માટે કરવા જોઈએ because it eases out your finances. Okay, calculation ચાલે છે. And then there are different levels of problems and reasons. એમ કે છે આટલી economically viable situation જ નથી અત્યારે આપણે લગ્ન કરી શકીએ. અને climate change એવી વસ્તુ ચાલે છે. Why would we give importance to something like marriage? અને polyamory જેવો concept પણ બહુ જ popular થયો છે, having more than one partner in your relation. So this is what the idea of marriage is as per the worldly અત્યારે જે બી trends ચાલતા હોય. So this is a very common quote જે મેં pull out કર્યો છે right પાર્ટમાં. If I can annotate. Okay. It says that marriage is so outdated and so counterproductive, not living together before marriage. એટલે હવે તો બહુ outdated થઈ ગયું છે. You should live together, understand each other before getting married. That is what the idea is as per Gen Zs. So to sum up this the worldly knowledge, એ લોકો છે ને marriage ને એક baggage તરીકે જોવે છે. જેમાં firstly they think it is not important, it is immaterial. This marriage, this union doesn't hold any relation, any importance. Secondly, they want more than one partner. They prefer કરે છે, okay, as per stats. અને they think it's business transaction, કે મારા financial, મારું future secure થઈ જશે if I get married. અને ચોથી વસ્તુ, એ લોકો devoted તો નથી જ રહેવા માંગતા, but they do not want to compromise with their choices, with their the way of living, or એમના જે બી emotions છે કે career choices છે, they still want to stay self-obsessed. So that is what the worldly idea of marriage is. But the idea to tell you both of this is to give you a context કે reality શું છે અને acceptable શું છે as per Bible. Now we will delve into the criteria of choosing your partner. So the first one is the heart. Now the heart is, when I say the heart, I'm asking you to admire the character trait. Is he respecting you? Does he have integrity? Is he courageous? Does he do what he says? અત્યારે આપણે એવા એજમાં we are all born with privileges in this advanced age કે constantly we are slammed with insta trends. એટલે તમે છે ને ના ચાહતે હોય બી તમે imagine કરશો કે is he handsome? Does he look nice? Do I look good? અત્યારે પણ because આ એજ એવી છે ને કે we were not used to looking at ourselves for a very long time. અત્યારે પણ જ્યારે zoom માં વાત કરવી પડે છે, તો we are so used to looking at things કે હવે એ ઇન્ગ્રેન થઈ ગયું છે આપણા મગજમાં કે we have to have એક external beauty નું character એક આપણામાં fit થઈ ગયું છે. But what I want to tell you is તમારે you need to be attracted to your partner. એમાં કશું ખોટું નથી. But that is not the only important criteria, because what God sees is the heart. પ્રભુ બીજું કશું જ નથી જોતા. પ્રભુ બિઝનેસ ટ્રાન્ઝેક્શન નથી જોતા એમ કે અચ્છા મારી સેલરી આટલી છે તો છોકરાની એટલીસ્ટ ડબલ તો હોવી જોઈએ, રાઈટ? પણ પ્રભુ એવું કશું નથી જોતા. પ્રભુ ખાલી હૃદય જોવે છે. So there is a verse in Song of Songs, પહેલા અધ્યાયમાં ત્રીજી કલમ. આ Shunammite women કહે છે, okay? The lady is saying, how pleasing is your fragrance. Your name is like the spreading fragrance of scented oils. Your name. What is she appreciating? Your name. એનું નામ જે સોલોમન છે, તો સોલોમન ઇઝ ટ્રાન્સલેટિંગ ઇન્ટુ પીસ. હિબ્રુમાં એનું ટ્રાન્સલેશન પીસ થાય છે, કે તારું નામ કેટલું સુંદર છે. So not his body, not his looks, but how is his name, how beautiful is his name. એટલે બાઇબલમાં પણ ઘણી જગ્યાએ લખવામાં આવ્યું છે. I have pulled out one quote from Proverbs, જે કહે છે કે choose a good reputation over great riches. ઓકે, તેનું અપબ્રિંગિંગ કેવું છે, તેનું કેરેક્ટર કેવું છે. It doesn't matter how does he look on the outside. અને પ્રભુ પોતે કહે છે સેમ્યુઅલને, જ્યારે રાજા શોધવા મોકલે છે સેમ્યુઅલને, ત્યારે કહે છે ડોન્ટ જજ બાય હિઝ અપિયરન્સ ઓર હાઇટ, બટ ધ લોર્ડ લુક્સ એટ ધ હાર્ટ. There are few things that you can ask about, ask yourself after meeting your potential prospect, that does he prioritize God? Does he share godly values or life goals? અને આપણને પ્રભુના કેરેક્ટર્સ ખબર છે, કેરેક્ટર્સ ઓફ ગોડ, that is he slow to speak? Because I'm just trying to draw a parallel. Is he slow to anger? Is he quick to help? So this is all for my single ladies. And they already married. So I want to ask you, do you love your spouse how God loves his church? કારણ કે આપણે પણ એટલા જ imperfect હતા, પણ પ્રભુ તો પણ આપણા માટે he died for us, because even though we were imperfect. So that is about the character traits. Okay. Again, so this is a question which we can ask, banne group of people, the one who are married, not married. Can you stop looking at what the world is asking you to look and start looking at the way God is looking at you and others? Okay. હવે બીજા બી questions છે. I have just jotted them down કે તમે પૂછી શકો છો પોતાની જાતને when you are meeting your partner or are in process. Is his life truly governed by God's word? Do you feel safe around him? How do they manage conflict? હવે આમાં છે ને, nobody is perfect, and the degrees of the range of character will vary, but you will be constantly in contact with God and you will understand instinctively whether this is right or not. The second one is the moral, where it may be news to some of you, પણ જ્યારે આપણે મેરેજની વાત કરીએ છીએ ને, તો મેરેજ ઇઝ નોટ ટુ મેક યુ હેપી. ઓકે, ઇટ ઇઝ ટુ મેક યુ હોલી. એકચ્યુઅલી તમે એક લાઈફમાંથી યુ આર ગેટિંગ ટ્રાન્સફોર્મ્ડ એન્ડ યુ આર એન્ટરિંગ ઇન્ટુ અ કવનન્ટ વિચ ઇઝ લીડેડ બાય ગોડ. એટલે યુ આર ક્લોઝર ટુ ગોડ દેન વોટ યુ વર બિફોર. અને આઈ કેમ અક્રોસ એશલી રિચ. શી ઇઝ અ ક્રિશ્ચિયન બ્લોગર. એના ખાસા બધા ક્રિશ્ચિયન બ્લોગ્સ છે, તમે ગૂગલ કરી શકો છો. One of which I liked, which says, if you're not married, then don't act like it. So, the thing is, ભલે તમારે લગ્ન થવાના છે, okay, but you do not have to attend all the family meetings of both the families. તમારે જ્યાં સુધી લગ્ન ના થાય ત્યાં સુધી you should maintain a distance. તો એક કલમ છે Song of Songs માં, first chapter માં, કહે છે કે tell me my love, where are you leading your flock today? Where will you rest your sheep at noon? Why should I wander like a prostitute among your friends and their flocks? તો એ વખતે છે ને, જે શેફર્ડિંગનું જે કરિયર હતું, શેફર્ડિંગ કરિયરમાં ઇટ વોઝ મોસ્ટલી ડોમિનેટેડ બાય મેલ્સ. અને એ લોકો શું કરતા, જ્યારે એ લોકો આરામ કરવા માટે, સો ડ્યુરિંગ ધ ડે દેર વર ડેડિકેટેડ પ્લેસીસ કે જ્યાં એ લોકો જઈને આરામ કરે. There will be other shepherds as well. So she is asking, where will you rest today? Where will you rest in the noon? I want to come and meet you. એવું કંઈક આઈડિયા હશે. But then she is like, why should I come there? So એ જગ્યાએ often for their entertainment they would invite prostitutes. And she is like, મારે મળવા તો આવું છે, but why should I wander like a prostitute? So she is firmly saying, I will not lower down my guard. I will not lower down my moral. Okay. So this is something I want to tell all my single ladies here. Those who want you to lower your morals are not from Jesus. Okay, you need to read the signs and make sure that the person whom you are going to get married does show you respect when you want your boundaries, when you want your needs. There is another verse from Song of Songs, second chapter ma, je કહે છે, promise me, O women of Jerusalem, by the gazelles and wild deer, not to awaken love until the time is right. તો ઇટ્સ અ વેરી બ્યુટીફુલ લવ પોએટ્રી. સોંગ ઓફ સોંગ્સમાં જ્યારે સ્પેશિયલી નેચરનું ને એ રીતે ડિસ્ક્રિપ્શન આવે છે ને તો મને તો બહુ મજા આવે છે. But in this very seamless, goingly love story, there are also some warnings, some signs which we need to pay heed, which are like this: not to awaken love. Despite of the fact that she is in blinding love with this shepherd slash King Solomon, પણ એ કહે છે કે not awaken love until the time is right. So the thing is, અત્યારે especially young people are so used to, not used to, but when they get into this process of the chasing or selecting the partner, um, what they do is they get blinded by romantic relationships so much that they do not understand. And most of જે બધા decisions આવે છે ને એ આપણે ઇમોશન્સમાં લેતા હોઈએ છીએ, રાઈટ? સો ઇટ ઇઝ વેરી ઇઝી ફોર યુ ટુ ફોલ ઇન દેટ ટ્રેપ, બરાબર? અને તમારું કોઈ ફાઉન્ડેશન બિલ્ડ નથી થતું, તમારું કોઈ ફાઉન્ડેશન મેન્ટલી બિલ્ડ નથી થતું, સ્પિરિચ્યુઅલી બિલ્ડ નથી થતું, એન્ડ જસ્ટ યુ આર સો એન્ટાઇઝડ બાય ધી આઈડિયા કે મારે ફિઝિકલ ઇન્ટિમેસી જોઈએ છે. But let me tell you that it will not lead you anywhere. It will not lead you anywhere. And this is not me saying Bible to na જ પાડે છે, but there is a survey done by Wall Street Journal earlier this year, and it said that 78% of women regret engaging in casual sex, and those who do so have lower self-esteem. They have lifelong issues with their self-esteem and a poor choice of opinion રહે છે એમની. Okay, because they feel cheated, because they feel used. એટલે આફ્ટર ગેટિંગ મેરીડ, એટલે બાઇબલ તો એમ જ કહે છે કે સેક્સ્યુઅલ ઇમોરાલિટી છે ને એ ત્યારે કન્સિડર થાય છે વેન ઇટ ઇઝ ડન આઉટસાઇડ ઓફ મેરેજ. ઓકે, આઉટસાઇડ ઓફ મેરેજ ભલે તમારા લગ્ન થવાના છે માણસની સાથે, બટ અનલેસ એન્ડ અન્ટિલ જ્યાં સુધી પ્રભુની સાક્ષીમાં તમે કરાર નહીં કરો ને ત્યાં સુધી યોર covenant doesn't end, or you are not part of that covenant until then. અને ત્યાં સુધી you will not have the blessing from the Lord to have a successful relationship. So you need to wait until then, unfortunately, and to be honest, it really works wonders if you do that. So um, that is for all my single ladies. I also have something for the married women. So again, sorry, I forgot આટલો પાર્ટ છે. So જ્યારે તમે વાત કરો છો ને તમારા પ્રોસ્પેક્ટ ની સાથે, પોટેન્શિયલ પ્રોસ્પેક્ટની સાથે, તો મેક શ્યોર you be good friends, you be good companion, good confident before getting married. તમારે એક્ટિવિટીઝ કરવી હોય સાથે તો you can do quiet time together. તમે લોકો પ્રેયર વોક્સ કરી શકો છો. You can just visually see things આજુબાજુ અને તેના વિશે તમે પ્રે કરી શકો છો. તમે કોઈ સાથે બાઇબલ પ્લાન વાંચી શકો છો. એના થ્રુ you will be able to see a glimpse of what that person thinks. How does his mind work? Alright, તો એ બધી વસ્તુથી છે ને એક ફાઉન્ડેશન જનરેટ થશે. અને ચાર્લ્સ જોસેફ મહાને શું કહે છે? રોમાન્સ ઇઝ નોટ અબાઉટ સેક્સ એન્ડ ઇન્ટિમેસી, ઇટ ઇઝ અબાઉટ ટચિંગ ધ હાર્ટ, માઇન્ડ એન્ડ સોલ. Now there are numerous verses in the Bible that says it's a sexual sin. So 1 Corinthians માં એવું કહે છે, run from sexual sin, it's a sin against your own body. And for people who are married, this is for them. So give honor to marriage and remain faithful to one another, because God will surely judge people who are immoral and those who commit adultery. આપણને ખબર છે સેવન ડેડલી સિન્સ નું બહુ સારું સરમન આપ્યું હતું. I really forgot the name જે દીદી આપ્યું છે, but it was very beautiful. અને એમાં તે સમજાવે છે how we can commit adultery through our mind as well, right? So we need to be aware of that and need to stay faithful to our spouse. And Paul કહે છે 1 Corinthians 1 that husband should fulfill the wife's sexual needs and the wife should fulfill her husband's sexual needs. And they both give authorities to their bodies. એટલે when there is a need, you see it as the need of the marriage. Okay, you do not see it as a need of your spouse. અને એના just આપણે વાત કરવા જઈએ તો sex is not something bad or dirty. પ્રભુએ આ બનાવ્યું છે ને પ્રભુએ આપણને સેન્સીસ આપી છે ટુ એક્સપિરિયન્સ, ઓકે, ધીસ પ્લેઝર. તો પ્રભુ વોન્ટ્સ અસ ટુ હેવ ધીસ પ્લેઝર. અને ગાર્ડન ઓફ ઈડનમાં જ્યારે પહેલી વખત આનું ડિસ્ક્રિપ્શન કહે છે ને પ્રભુ કે બી ફ્રૂટફુલ એન્ડ મલ્ટીપ્લાય, એન્ડ ગોડ પ્રોક્લેમ્ડ ઇટ રાઇટ, ગોડ પ્રોક્લેમ્ડ ઇટ ગુડ. સો સેક્સ ઇઝ ગુડ, બટ in the eyes of the Lord it is only exclusive, it is holy, and it is beautiful. Okay, but it is only limited to two people. એની જે design છે ને, it is limited to two people who are married, not outside of it. એટલે આના through I'm trying to also cancelling out the ideas of pornography કે masturbation જે બી છે બધું cancel out થઈ જાય છે. અત્યારે it has become this very self gratifying entertaining act થઈ ગયું છે, casual action થઈ ગઈ છે, but it is not that. It is very exclusive, it is holy in the acts of the Lord. And there is no wrong time to share the good news. Jesus has paid for all of our sins. So this is just a reminder કે તમારી કોઈ પણ past mistakes હોય, તમારું કોઈ પણ shame હોય, pain હોય, and you are not able to get out of it, તમે પ્રભુ સાથે વાત કરો અને you will be able to feel the renewed strength અને blessing જે તમને આપવામાં આવે છે, કારણ કે પ્રભુએ તમને માફ કર્યા છે. But all you have to do is come to him and pray, my dear sisters, અને તમે feel કરશો the joy of of enjoying this life again and not going back to sin. So that was second, the moral. The third one is my career, my self-care, emotions, hobbies. So the me culture આજકાલ બહુ જ we can see that. So the thing is we are most exposed to, we are so much exposed to education, awareness ke where we have started giving importance a lot as compared to history, to our choices, our career, our self-care. So this is the question for all of us. Are you servant-hearted or are you self-absorbed? So 2 Timothy માં લખે છે, this is a prediction for the end times. એમાં કહે છે, for people will love only themselves and their money. They will be boastful and proud, scoffing at God, disobedient to their parents and ungrateful. They will consider nothing sacred. એમના માટે business transaction થઈ ગયું. They do not think marriage is even important or essential or holy or anything. They know everything. They do not respectfully talk to their elders or parents. ઘણી બધી વસ્તુઓ આપણે already જોઈ, એટલા જ માટે I had put that survey initially કે આપણને એક idea આવે કે where the world is heading. અને ઘણી વખત we quote it as આ બધા તો જૂના ખ્યાલ થઈ ગયા. This is not the way world works. But sometimes we don't want to work how the world is working. We do not want that. કદાચ આપણે outdated and traditional રહીશું ને અમુક વસ્તુમાં, so we will probably stay more happy. So that is one thing. You have to prioritize. You have to prioritize God. You have to prioritize your family, your kids, before your choices. And there is a verse in Song of Songs, first chapter માં કહે છે, do not stare at me because I am dark. The sun has darkened my skin. My brothers were angry with me. They forced me to care for their vineyards, so I couldn't care for myself, my own vineyard. So Solomon પ્રેમ એને એટલા માટે નથી કરતો because she was beautiful. She was beautiful in a different way. But she was a family-oriented person. She was responsible. She was committed to her work. And that is something which we all need to learn. As family people, as women in the family, you are the caretakers. And આ એક સેલ્ફ પીટી કરવાની વસ્તુ નથી કે મારી needs I am putting it after everyone else's need. પણ એક સમય પછી છે ને, you will be delighted to do that actually. When you see the progress of your children, of your family, of your husband, you will be delighted to be a part of it in this way. અને બાઇબલમાં જેમ આપણે જોઈએ છે, there were women in Bible like Ruth છે, Rachel છે, Zipporah છે. They all tended fields and sheep. Women in Proverbs 31, this wonderful sermon by Rachel, જે લોકોએ ના જોયું હોય એ લોકો YouTube પર જોઈ આવજો. She talks about the idea of women, as per Bible, in alignment with Bible. So Proverbs 31 માં કહે છે કે that lady used to wake up early in the morning till late in the night and she used to work. એટલે કામ તો તમે તમારું કરી જ શકો છો, but you need to prioritize God and your family before your needs. Okay, this goes both ways, એટલે also for the husband. So this is something you can also see in your partner. Okay. I forgot one thing. આમાં actually મારે એ પણ કહેવું છે કે આ વસ્તુ જે છે, being servant-hearted or self-absorbed, એ વસ્તુ we can also teach to our kids. Some of us here are also parents to little ones. So અત્યારથી if we try to cultivate these principles in them, that be servant-hearted, serve to others, they will be like good and matured when they are adults, and they'll be able to face many rejections in life, and એ લોકો will એમનો will power સારો હશે, they will be kind. So this is something that we can extend to our families as well. The last one is be the one, be the ideal person or spouse that you want to spend your life with. Okay, have that joyful heart, encourage your partner, appreciate your partner, be servant hearted. So that is there for all my single ladies. જે પણ તમે વિચારો છો, adapt those qualities first. Okay, check your inner beauty. Outer beauty કરતા પહેલા inner beauty તમે check કરો, because that is what will shine through in the end. Song of Songs માં પહેલા અધ્યાયમાં 9મી કલમ કહે છે, you are as exciting my darling as a mare among Pharaoh's stallions. So stallions are these masculine big horses, male horses, and a mare is the female horse. So a ઝુંડમાં when there is a mare which is gentle and charming, so Solomon is calling the lady Shunammite as the chosen one, as the special one in this group. So that is there. And the second column I want to tell you about is second chapter માં 15મી column છે, catch all the foxes, those little foxes before they ruin the vineyard of love, for the grapevines are blossoming. બધા foxes ને પકડો before they ruin the vineyard. So what are those foxes? Those foxes are the marital problems, કે કોઈ પણ problems તમારા relationship માં આવતી હોય. And let me tell you, no relationship is perfect. બરાબર, તમારા problems, તમે when you start living with someone, you will definitely have problems, but you need to learn to fight well, fight gently. And when you share your joyful heart, when you encourage, when you be grateful for your spouse, તમારો spouse પણ perfect નથી, and so are you. Okay, none of you are perfect, but with gratitude, you both of you will be grateful for each other. And જે wall છે marital problems ની, that will be you'll keep in check that it doesn't grow to a point that you stop seeing each other. So there is a verse in Proverbs that says, a glad heart makes a happy face, a broken heart crushes the spirit. And there is a beautiful quote by Ruth Graham Campbell that says, a good marriage is the union of good forgivers. Okay, so that is what I want to end this with. This is like a small recipe for good spiritual union. Is first the heart, admire the character, look at them through the eyes of the Lord. The moral, never lower your godly morals for anyone, and develop an excellent character. Stay firm in the laws of the God. Stop the me culture, prioritize God and your family before you. Learn to be gentle and wise with your words and actions. So I forgot one point about the words. I have often seen, and it's also in me, that ladies tend to be, they get indulged into mean talk, meanly વાત કરવા લાગે. But શું કહેવાય કે how much pretty you would be. The prettiest ladies turn out to be the ugliest ones when they use harsh words. So try to refrain from using, mean language. Try to be more gentle. Try to be more kinder. Try to train your tongue in ways. So that is one. And the last one is be the ideal one. Practice your godly desires. Express your love. Appreciate your partner. Do not lie or keep secrets from them. So that is what the criteria are. As per me, મારે બહુ concise way માં કહેવું છે. So that is it. And nobody, last but not the least, nobody gets into marriage thinking that it will be a bad marriage. બરાબર, problems તો આવવાની જ છે, as I told you, but if you keep in touch with God and remember that this covenant is shared with God, it's a godly covenant. And that is why તમે એકબીજા સાથે મળીને as a family, you take quite time, you talk to God, and he will work with you, he will work in you and through you. Okay, and he will keep this family, he will move your family powerfully. So that is there. And yes, last but not the least, trust the timings of God. Okay, God's timings are always perfect. So yeah, that is, જ્યાં સુધી તમને તમારો પાર્ટનર ના મળે ત્યાં સુધી stay in love with God, because એ પ્રેમ જે છે ને, પછી તમે you will be able to draw it and beam it towards your partner when you are married. So that is what I want to end this with. I think over to you, Derika.
Mm. Thank you so much, Srini Didi, for this wonderful